You're watching The Experience, Comic Culture and Sales. Streaming live daily to Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and Twitter.
2, 1.
And I was like, hey, everybody.
Hey, what's up? There he is, Rocky Robbie. So,
Day 190 of Horror Fest includes.
Day 190. So, what is the Horror Fest movie of the night?
Oh, man, tonight we got a great one. We got the first film from legendary filmmaker Wes Craven, The Last House on the Left. That's what we got tonight.
Nice.
I was trying to time this out. I wanted to try to watch that today. Mm-hmm. But I had all these other little things going on. I wanted to watch it before their show tonight. I might put it on during the show. And
so, Triple B is having a live unboxing tonight. Did not know that.
Oh, very cool.
You want to check that out. There's the link for PCP Movie Night. So you definitely want to check that out. Has Travis made it to you yet?
No, he'll be here this weekend, I believe. This weekend.
Is the RV thing again? Where he's like driving around the country.
Yeah. He was here last week.
Oh, that's right. I saw the picture.
Mr. Nope, what's going on? All right. So
Bueller told me, Rex, that you and him had a really nice dinner, and he said that you actually treated him. So good for you, man.
We did, and I've known Travis for a while, but obviously didn't really get to know him. Got to know him that during dinner, and it was nice to kind of know a little bit more about him. He is a tall dude, that's for sure.
What is it with all the people that come into the office?
I don't know.
Ron has been the only normal sized dude.
Yeah, so Travis is super tall.
Castle is like the size of the Juggernaut.
And Castle makes him look short. I mean, it's just crazy. So I do know if I ever meet Robbie's about our height.
Robbie's normal size.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like 5'11".
Travis described to us. We had him. Hey, Mr. Nope, what's up, man? So he was here. He was with me on Wednesday. And, of course, we did his show from here on Thursday. So, so it was nice. Got to meet Sam the dog. Oddly enough, Travis was taller than I thought. And his dog was smaller than I thought. And I've seen the dog, on video when he's like, brings the dog up. I don't know why. But the dog turned out to be, Sam the dog turned out to be a lot smaller than I thought he was. I thought he was a somewhat medium-sized dog, and he's like a Chihuahua Dachshund mix or something like that. So the dog was way smaller than I had anticipated. I don't know why. But, it was a real good time. It was nice to meet him. I wish we had more time. That Thursday night after his show on Comics with Bueller, we went out to dinner, picked some place, a chain, but it was close. We could have a couple of beers. The game was on, so that was nice. That was nice to like just kind of hang with him without doing the show or anything like that. But
awesome.
He's a nice guy. He's a real nice guy. Learned a little bit about him. It was kind of inspirational, actually. I think you know what I'm talking about, Robbie. So that was kind of surprising. CJ, what's up, man?
Bueller is a very inspirational dude once you actually get to spend some time with him. And he's a very authentic, genuine person too.
Yeah.
Well, of course he's amazing. If I could swing it, I would get an RV and visit every comic book store in the country too. Much respect.
So, that's pretty cool. I got to see the Bueller bus. He ended up hanging out. You know where the Walmart and all that is at on 73?
Not Laurel and 73.
Yeah. So apparently,
it's right off the turnpike and stuff. So if you're in a larger vehicle, it makes total sense to jump off there.
So it wasn't too far from us, but just the things Adrian, what's up, man? The things you have to do to kind of just, to live in a bus. A little different from the West Coast, as he described, because the West Coast has a lot of national park lands that's free to, camp at. Whereas, here in the Northeast, especially New Jersey, room is a little bit tight. New Jersey is the densest state in the Union, believe it or not. We have more heads per capita than you can shake a stick at.
Yeah, New Jersey is.
What I regret, I was not able to get him a decent cheesesteak.
Wait, when was he here?
He was here last week, but by the time he mentioned that's what he wanted, it was already like Thursday. We were at dinner.
Okay.
And he mentioned, I'm like, are you kidding me? Yeah,
I feel bad because if you'd have texted me,
I think he was going to order one from Miller's, and I'm like, no,
don't
do that. No, that's.
I hate to say it, Miller's. Nothing wrong with those people, but it's like Steakums and like
it's a
Kraft cheese.
Yeah, I mean, it was okay. The food, is okay. They have beer. I was explaining.
Miller's bar food is great. I was
explaining to Travis how tough that is because in the state of New Jersey, it's really, really expensive to get a liquor license for whatever reason. I don't know. They cost upwards of. It can cost $250,000.
Depending on what kind of service you want to do, it's anywhere between $125 and $250 now. So they stopped also grandfathering them.
Yeah.
So if I decide, I'm out and I sell you my business, I can't just hand you the license unless the cost is factored in, and at which point you're like, well, I'm not paying that much for a bar.
Yeah. So commonly here in the state, only like big national chains can afford it.
Yeah.
Because who can pony up that kind of money, right? So, a Fridays and Applebee's, places like that where they have corporate cash can get the liquor license. A lot of mom and pops, they don't serve liquor. Now, the upside of that is all of them allow you to bring your own beer or BYOB, right? So wine, beer, whatever.
Yeah, a lot of the restaurants here too. Jersey, New Jersey in general, and South Jersey in particular, filled with BYOB.
Yeah. So the upside is, it actually is a lot cheaper, okay, when you get right down to it, because the profit center for all these restaurants is obviously the liquor, the alcohol. But the downside is a last minute kind of thing is a little bit tougher because you got to go to a liquor store, you got to get the stuff to bring with you. So there has to be a little bit of planning. So that impromptu, hey, let's go grab a couple of beers and have some dinner is not quite as convenient, but you get what you get.
That's crazy. I didn't know that. That's insane.
Yeah, it is.
Everybody down here has a liquor license, man. like
everybody. This is why a lot of people in New Jersey leave. We were talking about this a little while ago. One of the guys I knew for years tried to make a bar work down the shore, and he still didn't have his profit margins. He opened up one about an hour from Asheville. Shout out to all those people dealing with the ocean somehow being in their mountaintop community. And the guy left. He was a third generation bar owner and he couldn't make any money anymore.
Right.
He goes down to North Carolina and it's like $150 to fill out the paperwork.
Yeah. It's just call it what you want.
He said they downloaded the forms, filled it out, lawyer did this, stamped this, whatever.
Pennsylvania is kind of funny too, not with the restaurants, but with your ability to purchase alcohol. Well, everything has to go through the old state sources.
There's the split personality, right? New Jersey's liquor license is like shout out to capitalism. Pay. Pennsylvania's liquor situation is shout out to socialism. Pay the state.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And I don't mean for like a liquor license. You have to, like Pennsylvania liquor board sales or whatever, stores. It makes sense. I mean, during the Revolutionary War, they were like the whiskey rebellion people.
Commander Beef, what's up, man? So, let me see here.
Somebody asked about cards, Transformers cards.
Yeah, it was Marcus.
Go over to Mariano
Marcus, I can't do anything until the crowdfunder's over. So I'll keep you posted on that one. Yeah, exactly, TJ. It's really weird. It's very inconvenient.
But we still have dry counties down here. right? Like if you're in the wrong county, you can't buy it, period. And
Yeah,
until
we have
like my
towns-
mid-20s, we couldn't have beer that was above 6%, and you couldn't have a brewery in town, and you couldn't buy anything on Sunday.
And 6%, that would kill like the South Jersey craft brewery scene.
Yeah,
Yeah,
right?
luckily
They
that's been
started
lifted.
like 6%.
That's been lifted, and we get all these awesome breweries and distilleries, and it's a nice, vibrant scene now. But there are still like 20 minutes down the road, 40 minutes down the road, another direction. They're dry counties still.
So we have that down by the shore or the beach towns in Jersey. So there's one that's completely dry, Ocean City. So the liquor store right before the bridge to get into that city, man, they make a killing. And you want to talk about marking up, dude. The best thing you can do is get it before you leave your house, your town.
Years ago, Seattle City was that way. And the guy who owned the liquor store on the far side of the bridge, or the near side of the bridge before he went over, legitimately drove a Lambo because he made so much money.
Right?
You would be like, what liquor store? You'll know it because there's a yellow Lambo in the parking lot. People are like, what? And that was how much money the guy made.
Yeah, it's crazy. But all right, so the giveaway tonight, let's make the hashtag is a liquor license. No, Insane New Jersey is hashtag EXP Monday, all lowercase. Yeah, CJ, I used to live in Virginia as well. Yeah, I know. It's crazy. East Coast, they're wacky. All right. So the giveaway is Lois Lane #1, signed by Mike Perkins. And as always, put it in the chat, the hashtag in the chat. You'll only need to do it once, and you will automatically be entered for the giveaway. We'll do the drawing towards the end of the show. Is Canadian in the house? Canadian, Survivalist, what's up, man?
So does that mean the book is more money for him?
Huh?
Does that mean the book is more money for him? That's terrible.
Well, no, we do things in U.S. dollars, but Canadian, he has to do the math. I can't do it. All right.
I can't do it.
I can't, man. All right, so
that's like a Siri thing. Like Siri, how much is?
Yeah, right. All right, so first up, Dynamite 10-pack readers set, 10 random Dynamite titles. $3.99 cover price or higher, so a retail value of $40 or more. And as always, we got it for $5 for the group. And as promised last week, I said we were revamping the DF grab bag, and we have. So now it will still be indie Marvel DC titles, but you will get 15 books for $10.
Yikes.
So now it is below $1 a book. Hey, Lorena. All right. So this is the new DF grab bag. 15 books for $10. They will be some X-Men mixed in, some DC, some Marvel, some indie. All right. But we decided to revamp it so it makes more sense, a better deal for everyone out there. All right. So next up, as always, we got the DF mystery box. 2 CGC 9.8s, 1 Virgin, 1 signed, 1 exclusive, and 10 back issues.
This is just you giving Nick stuff away. Let's call it what it is. It's not a mystery box. The mystery is, where is Nick's stuff?
So $200 guaranteed retail value, and we got it for $100 tonight. All right. So next up, we got Spider-Man Shadow of the Green Goblin with 90s cartoon Carousel. Now, this one's interesting. So I was talking to Mariano about this, and in the 90s, I guess they inserted these Carousels, polybagged them with comics. All right. So Mariano repurposed them. Okay. Pulled them out of the comics. I don't know where he got the source. Didn't ask him. All right. And turned it into a Carousel sketch cover. So there you have it.
Yeah.
And that's the first of its kind. $129.99 suggested retail, and we've got it tonight for $65.
Yeah, I remember those things very well. It was when the animated series were coming out in the 90s, and they did the Spider-Man, they did Fantastic Four, they did Iron Man, and I mean, I love them because I have a nostalgic love for those things. But when I buy a collection at the shop and I'm going through it, I always find those things. Always. So like everybody just held on to them. I think a lot of us thought they were actually like from the cartoon, You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? Like actually used in the animation. But very
Right.
cool things. It's very cool usage of it too.
So kind of a unique sketch cover. So you're getting a 90s collectible, but repurposed in a sense that Mariano turned it into a sketch cover. So there you have it, 65 tonight, guys. All right, next up, we got Hunt for Wolverine #1 with Tiger, cover sketch by Joe Delviato and Mariano Nicieza. It's just a retail of $129.99. And we made this one for $65 as well. All right, and excited about this one. I think we did one once before, but anyway, Space Ghost #1 with Space Ghost cover sketch by Dan Neidlinger. It's just a retail of $129.99, and we've got this one for $65 as well.
And if you don't like Space Ghost, just add some ears and color in the cape, and you got Batman.
Yeah, some points at the top.
Yeah.
All right. Next up, we got the Gotham War Battle Lines with Zatanna, cover sketch by Tracy Medina. It's just a retail of $129.99, and we've got this one for $65 as well. All right. I really like this one. So
You don't see this character kind of done this way before. You know what I mean? It's almost slightly like it's a little wink and a nod.
Right.
If you've ever seen the way Rachel Holland cosplays this character, I always think that's what they're looking for in comics, right? Like she's in on the fishnet joke. She knows she's wearing the outfit. I don't think you've seen this sort of energy from this character before. This is very cool. Like Zatanna fans, your moment has come.
So who's that? TJ, I do. Came home, watched it every day after school, and it was somewhat psychedelic.
I remember it, but not because I was alive in '67, but because I used to have these VHS tapes, like back in the day, of episodes of those that I would watch and rewatch. I had to remember the one with Doctor Doom. I would watch over and over and over. And what I loved was those were just like kind of like the Fantastic Four series too. Around that time, they're just like remakes of some of those classic issues. Really great stuff.
Well, they had the songs for all the characters. People of a certain generation remember the songs. The Captain America series was literally, they just animated panels from Tales of Suspense or whatever it was. There was almost like no attempt to even say. Same with the Hulk.
There were a few of those. Thor, Namor. Was it Hulk and Cap? I think so, right? Or was it Iron Man? I think it was Hulk.
You would look and you would see it's literally someone grabbed whatever the book was, and they said, okay, we're going to sort of add some voice and a little movement or whatever. It was like the dawn of motion comics.
You are correct. But I watched it because it was in syndication for years in the 70s.
Well, remember they had it at the beginning of when there weren't quite all the trademark and copyright issues there are today. Remember, it was like on 2 a.m. on MTV.
No kidding.
When MTV played music. And then Night Flight came out, and it was on Night Flight along with Speed Racer. That's how those things didn't disappear into obscurity. They jumped from the 60s to the 80s. And now, thankfully, we have a huge community of people who, like a broad spectrum of things they like. You'll have an anime fan who also likes pinball, who also likes this, but it was a lot more striated back then. So you had like Night Flight. Whatchamacallit, a TV show called New York Hot Tracks used to have little episodes of like Marine Boy on between sets.
Right.
And, people are like, I don't remember that at all. But of course, if you go to YouTube, you'll find it there eventually.
So, all right. I apologize for this, Jay. Somehow my spreadsheet got kind of mixed up. I don't know how to have.
Well, then good night, everybody.
Well, no, because things are kind of out of order. So I'm going to go in logical sense order, Jay, but it's going to jump. So I apologize for that. All right. So next up, I really like this one.
Cut to the J cam where he's flipping the bird to his computer. That would be great.
Batman #1 with Batman Bruce Wayne homage cover sketch by Will Torres.
Will really absolutely killed this, man.
This is kind of the Spider-Man No More homage, but it applies to Batman.
You know what this reminds me of? Batman Year 100. And I know for some that might be a little bit of an Elseworlds deep cut, but it had a particular look to it. And that's a little bit what I see in this.
Hey, Tacoma. Hope you're feeling better, dude.
The Paul Pope series is what you're talking about. Yeah, love that book. If anybody out there's never read Batman Year 100, totally worth it.
Yeah, I know, like I said, for some of those things, 90s, early 2000s or whatever, they're maybe a little bit forgotten, and some of the Elseworlds stuff did not age well, but there are some Elseworlds type content out there. Absolutely go, especially if your comics retailer is over like 25 years of age, just tell them and they'll go and find this stuff for you.
All right. I'm sorry, Jay. This one is Deceased #1, signed with Joker cover sketch by Ken Hazer. I know, I'm making him jump.
We were talking about this before we went on the air, and man, this thing is. I can't imagine this. I can't imagine this thing is going to last long.
All right, it's just a retail of $90, and we have it for $39.99.
That's got to go. That's ridiculous.
I'm going to give people about 15 or 20 minutes before I text Rob. I'll just let you know right now because books like this should be sold.
Commander and Beef is claiming.
Good job,
Commander and Beef.
Good job. I walked in today and I saw that, and I was like, "Well, I know it's Halloween, but dang."
Joker 2 is coming this week. Yeah, you're right, Marcus.
So you should have charged $139. Do you not know how to script?
Not for the script, man.
Who do you think is covering Robbie's per diem, man?
You are. All right, so here we go. So these are the back.
Oh, nice. You see that? CB said that'll be his 5th days of close.
Cool.
That's very cool. I talked to Ken about that. We were talking on Instagram like a while back, and he said he wondered if people, because he knows people collect his work, but he always wondered if people collected anything like, we were talking about this. He's like, does anyone collect just the Thundercat stuff? Or just, you know what I mean? He's like, he talked to someone that all the person collects is his Turtles homage covers. Right. For like everything. And I'm like, people, something just connects with someone. And they're like, yeah, this is for me.
So, Mike Asbill, don't worry about it.
Time has come.
Don't worry about it, I got your email today, but don't worry about it, my man. It's not that big a deal. But we appreciate your honesty. That much is for sure. All right, so we are at the time. See, Jay, I got that right. We are at. Let me see. Tacoma, I can do that for you, bud. It is an Elvira shiny. Let me see. It was probably, I think I know which one you're talking about. So let me write that down. Elvira metal for my buddy Tacoma Geeks. Okay, gotcha, bud. So I will send you a pic tomorrow, and then invoice it out for you, bud. And if I knew that, Tacoma, I will get you a little bit more because we have a few Elvira ones. I'll take pics and you tell me what you want, what you don't want, whatever the case may be. All right. All right. So, Jay, take us to our first break. Stick around. We'll be right back.
We'll be back.
By this time in our journey, we had been on the trail of a very elusive creature for about 96 hours. But all the hard work is about to pay off. Oh, crikey, there she is. Oh, by the markings, I'd say this one's at least a 9.8. Oh, she's a real beauty. A true mint copy. Oh, this one would make a fine slab on anyone's display wall. Oh, she's a feisty one, though. Look out, look out!
Mint Hunter Comics is the place to find that mint comic you've been searching for. Mint Hunter Comics, Tuesdays at 8 p.m. Eastern, part of the experience. more Battle Quest comics at your local comic shop today.
Twitch, it's not just what happens when you have too many energy drinks anymore. Check out our content over there too.
All right, hey, to go.
We are
All right,
back.
so Alex has got a handful of them here. We have more. So he's going to show them to you real quick. All right, we'll call them 1, 2, 3, and 4.
Not just a random collecting, dude. The actual collecting.
Hidden Elvira stash. There's more medals available, but here are 4 that I have. This is a photo cover. In case you have interest, let me know. These are all Elvira medals, photo cover. I have more. Let me know. I can get you a list.
I want you to number those 1, 2, 3, and 4. All right, so Tacoma, they'll be numbered 1, 2, 3, and 4. I'll mail you tomorrow, and we'll work out something, buddy. A good price for you. Let me know what you need. I know you got med bills you got to pay, so we'll work out something. I can hold some in reserve for you, whatever the case may be. All right, no worries.
Marcus, the Mannix medals should be here next week. Mumra got his hands on them, but don't worry. We have gotten them from Mumra, but they're in the process of being here. So just give us about 1 more week or so.
All right, here we go. So these are the back issues I've been telling you about. This is a group collection we bought
Nice.
a while ago. Huh?
Thunderanium. I like the little drop in there.
Yeah. All right. So first up, no, that's not it. I'm sorry, Jay. We're going back to the order of the list. I'm sorry, bud. That's my fault.
Well, Shane and I are getting tired of not being prepared.
All right, that's the one. Here we go. So we got Null number 1. Venom number. It includes issues of Venom number 3, 4, 25, Web of Venom, and Carnage Born number 1. All right, we have this for $5.
Marcus, I love that. That's funny. You see what he said? Nick has been going out to fancy dinner lately. He takes the silverware to melt down for the covers.
Huh.
Oh, that's a good one. All right. So then, just another Mannix Monday.
So the Maddox Monday, right?
All right. Next up, we have Life with Archie number 37, Cliff Chang variant. And we've got this one for $5.
I like this sort of like solemn slash, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's kind of like the composition here is really nice, right?
All right. Then next up, we got Daredevil number 25. This is a second print. And we have this one for $5.
They should have called this book The Superior Daredevil.
Electra rocks.
Right? Yeah, that's
All right. Then next up, we got Batman Last Night on Earth. It is the issues number 1 through 3. We did this complete set. We've got for $20.
This is a great book. Scott Snyder, Greg Capullo. The artwork is amazing. The story is really cool. It's set in like an alternate future. It's an Elseworldsy type thing, but really, really cool.
the technical Elseworld, technically, but that's sort of the, you know.
Yeah, this is a great book. When I met Greg Capullo, this is one of the books I brought for him and Scott to sign because it's one of my favorite books they've done together.
All right.
Oh, have they done any other books besides this? No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, just a few.
1 or 2.
All right. Then next up, we got Moon Knight, Black, White, and Blood, number 1. And we have this for $10.
And this is, I'm assuming, a Miller homage?
No, well, yeah, but this is a Stan Sakai cover, right?
Oh, you know what? Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. creator of Usagi Yojimbo, one of the greatest comic creators of all time.
All right. So let's see.
I love that. I saw his name on a list of sort of like legends that should not be forgotten, along with like Alex Toth and some of these other kind of people, Alex Raymond, names where like, oh, I don't know who that is. And then you find out that they did stuff for like decades and you're like, oh.
All right. So
What did you
Kenneth,
say? Oh.
I'm not sure
That's
I
fine.
understand the question. So you're gonna have to hit submission form and ask the question again, because I don't really understand what you're asking, my friend.
Yeah,
I think he's saying he knows that he won on Friday, so he can't win again. So, yeah.
All right.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I
Gotcha.
didn't get that at all. I'm sorry, man.
All right. Next up, we got Deadpool, Earth's Mightiest Heroes.
Wait, we just glossed over JD's promo.
Oh, he's going to be on Talking
Simple
Shop
Talking
at
Shop.
6 next Tuesday, meaning tomorrow.
No, next Tuesday, the 8th.
Ah, gotcha.
Because,
Okay.
technically the next Tuesday is going to be tomorrow, but I guess that would be this Tuesday. That's always messed me up when people are like next week, like next Friday. You're like, wait,
Yeah.
the next time Friday happens or the Friday
Next
after next?
Friday.
Like, I don't, and then, yeah, what's Friday after next? Then you're like, how many weeks is that? Like, can we just say the date?
Hey, never too old. Thanks for joining us, man. All right. So then next up, we got Deadpool, Earth's Mightiest Heroes.
Oh, this is cool. I like this cover.
Yeah, this one's
This
kinda
one's
cool.
neat.
All right. And we've got this one for $10. These are all going to be high grade. All right. Never too old, various artists. So we have Joe Delviato, Mariano Nicieza,
Will Torres did the
Will Torres,
Batman.
Tracy Medina, Dan Nylinger, and Ken Hazer, but that one is already claimed, my friend. All right. So you know what? Let's go back and do a quick recap.
I was just gonna say that. Usually I'm like,
All right,
People
so
are just
starting
popping
at the top. Oh, for anyone just joining us, the giveaway tonight is Heroes Reborn. No, it's not Heroes Reborn. I forgot to delete that. Man, this is just a hot mess tonight. All right, Lois Lane, #1, signed by Mike Perkins. All right, sorry about that, Jay. That Heroes Reborn should have Never Too Old.
have you ever seen Duke comic art custom? Oh, custom.
I
comic
have
covers.
not. Have you?
I don't. Not that I know of. I mean,
Robbie, have you?
Not that I'm aware of.
Okay. All right, this is a giveaway. All you have to do to enter the giveaway is hit hashtag EXP Monday, all lowercase, and you'll be entered to win, and we'll do the drawing towards the end of the show. All right, so as always, we got Dynamite 10-pack reader set. 10 random Dynamite titles. Oh, I see what he's saying. Okay. 10 random Dynamite titles. Cover price of $3.99 or higher. So retail value of $40 or higher, and we have it for $5 tonight. The DF Grab Bag, 15 books, Indie, Marvel, DC, random for $10. Then we have the DF Mystery Box. The mystery box includes 2 CGC 9.8s, 1 Virgin, 1 signed cover, 1 exclusive, and 10 back issues. Guaranteed $200 minimum retail value, and we've got it for $100 tonight. Hey, Bad Signal. All right, so then we've got Spider-Man, Shadow of the Green Goblin with 90s cartoons, Carousel. So these were Carousels that were they were Carousels that were inserted in the 90s in Marvel Comics.
the color choice here is awesome. The green cover and the
So-
very red and blue suit. That's very neat.
So we have tonight for $129.99 retail value. We've got it for $65. Then we've got Hunt for Wolverine #1 with Tiger, cover sketch by Joe Deliato and Mariano Nicieza. It's just a retail of $129.99, and we have it for $65.
This is nice.
Then this one, Space Ghost #1 with Space Ghost cover sketch by Dan Eilinger. It's just a retail of $129.99, and we have it for $65.
Speaking of Alex Toth, this is really, really close. Wow.
It's Toth, but no cigar.
Nice, right? Nice. But
Because he's
All
not. He doesn't have a cigar.
Then we've got the Gotham War Battle Lines with Zatanna, cover sketch by Tracy Medina. It's
is
just a
Tracy in the
retail.
chat tonight? Sometimes she is, sometimes she isn't.
Yeah, sometimes she is, sometimes she is. We'll see.
Yeah, Tracy, I mentioned this earlier. If you're still in the chat, very cool, unique take on this character for the sketch. Very cool. I like this a lot.
All right.
Usually, I think of Zatanna and I think of like Adam Hughes.
All right, it's just a retail of $129.99, and we have it for $65. Then we've got Batman #1 with Batman Bruce Wayne homage cover sketch by Will Torres. Spider-Man No More homage. It's just a retail of $129.99, and we've got it for $65.
I'm surprised this one's still here because it's very sharp, a cool homage. It's Batman.
Yeah.
We just had Batman Day that pops on that yellow. Somebody pick this up. Come on.
Well, you've got like a Silver Age homage, a Golden Age kind of logo, and yellow cut. I just, this one, I don't know, like Will rolled all the dice and everything came up, perfect because, hopefully someone takes that home.
All right, so on to the back issues. We have Null #1, and we have that for $5. So for $5, excellent read. It's got to be less than cover when it came out.
Is this character not going to be in Venom 3? So this is probably a good pickup, right? My guess is once Venom 3 drops, it's going to be more than $5.
Yeah, and if you want to get a little bit of knowledge about the character beforehand, see his origins in the book, this is a good way to do it because it puts the more important stuff leading up to him really becoming a threat all in one very affordable package.
So Preston, that's a good question. I should ask, but I don't know. So yeah, we'll try to set that up. I'll talk to Mariano tomorrow about that. But, all right. So next up, we got Life with Archie #37, Cliff Chang variant, and we have that for $5.
CJ.
All right. Then we have Daredevil #25, second print. And we have that for $5 as well. Then we have Batman Last Night on Earth. It is the set of issues 1 through 3. And we have the complete set for $20.
This one's got the Rock and Robbie seal of approval. If you've never read it and you like Greg Capullo and you like Batman, you like dystopian, post-apocalyptic Batman worlds, definitely worth checking out. Very cool stuff.
Well, considering how many Elseworlds over the years I've read, Batman works in almost every setting much better than pretty much any other character, especially if you like the more modern, I'll say somewhat Miller-esque take on Batman. Getting that energy Batman into a post-apocalyptic world, I wouldn't care if the book was like $24.95. I'd buy it.
Hey, Big John, what's up?
It just works really, really well. It's a little bit silly when they've done books where like Superman is just wandering the planet all by himself. Like, dude, wouldn't you just leave? Batman sort of being the last man on the wall, so to speak. Maybe the best version of that character that you can do now.
All right, so then here we go. The Boys #1, Dynamite Edition. And this one, I found out it's a hot book. People are looking for it. We've got this one for $40.
Wow.
All right, then we got Doom first print. #1 first print. I know this has been hot when it came out. And we've got this one for $40 as well. All right, then my favorite always, Godzilla. Colors Special #1. And we've got this one for $20.
Yeah,
Very
that's
cool.
very
Some old school Dark Horse Godzilla comics. Man, that's awesome. Takes me back.
Yeah, I mean, Dark Horse, that I know other people maybe have different rights now, but you go back and you do a deep dive into Dark Horse,
right?
Terminator, RoboCop, Predator, Godzilla, just
Buffy.
that stuff, Alien, that stuff is just, it holds up really, really well. A buddy of mine picked up I think it might have been like a Terminator omnibus at like a Books A Million or something. He found it. And they were on a road trip, and he said every time it was my turn to drive, I'd be like, no, I pass, because he was just sitting in the back of this RV reading this thing. I forgot how good this was. I said, yeah, I know people think it's like, oh, Dark Horse, Hellboy, and they move on with their day. And I get that because I love Hellboy. But there was a period where Dark Horse is really kind of, anything that had sort of been like licensable, they grabbed. Star Wars. Right.
They were doing some really great stuff in the 90s, and I think it gets overlooked sometimes in that era, because it's all about Image and the extreme stuff over at Marvel and whatnot. But like they were doing all these crazy licenses like Star Wars and Buffy and Alien and Predator, like you were saying, and then also allowing Frank Miller to do Sin City, John Burns' Next Men, Mike Allred on Mad Men, Mike Mignola's Hellboy. Like they were really doing some stuff there, like to appease all kinds of fans.
I think people forget that. Like Mad Men came out and the comic book world was like, wait, we're doing this? And Allred's like, yeah, we're doing this. Out they went. And it's just, I know people think of Allred now and maybe they think it was like Silver Surfer or Ecstatics, which are great books, don't get me wrong, but go if you haven't, go read Mad Men. It's just very cool.
All right, next up we have Ultimate Invasion #1. And we've got this for $5 tonight. And then
the start of the new Ultimate Universe. It's a great book.
Yeah, I mean, it's Ultimate Black Panther. They've just really sort of found a way to try to recapture that Ultimate Universe energy from like 2000 maybe 9 or 10. And my initial reaction was, you're probably not going to be able to do that when I heard the announcement. And it's not exactly the same, but it's very, very good. And it's equally as engaging, I think, as that stuff that, that you got like 2000, 2001, where every time you opened an issue of an Ultimate book, you were like, what am I looking at?
So, Big John Castle, were you affected by the hurricane? I'm just curious about that.
He lives in Tampa.
And no, not Tampa. So, Big John, let us know. I'm curious. All right. It may take Big John a minute to catch up. So, Jay, do we have to go to the next break?
Is it 6:45?
Yes.
It is. Yes, we do. All right. So, hang out. Big John will give us an answer when we get back. All right. We'll be back in a couple minutes.
Programming on the EXP is made possible by viewers like you, or your local comic shop, or that Kickstarter you backed, or the publisher you like, or comic industry professionals who want to share a message with the world. Really, anyone who wants to advertise with us can. If you're interested in seeing a product you know and love, or are creating, or are publishing, or are involved with, advertised here on The Experience, and having your message shared with our viewers, please reach out by scanning the QR code below or visiting our website and using the contact form.
Symphonic verses, Nocturne's romance. A song of romanticized darkness, dreaming death by sleep.
Download our app on Google Play and the App Store. It's so simple, even my mommy can use it. Did you know that Arthur, King of the Britons, in Monty Python and the Holy Grail was played by a famous Graham? Check out another famous Graham by following our Instagram.
All right, we're back. All right, here we go. So continue on with the back issues. So then we've got Ultimate Invasion number 3. We don't have number 2. And we've got this one for $20.
How do we not have number 2?
I have no idea.
Bring Collecting Dude in here. No, I'm just kidding.
So then we have Ultimate Invasion number 4. And we've got that for $20.
I'll tell you, I say this about this this incarnation of the Ultimate Universe. If you think you've seen every possible version of Spider-Man that you can say, guess again. This version of Spider-Man that they're kind of it's different. I'm not the world's hugest Spider-Man fan, so they might feel differently about it. I'm enjoying all this stuff. Ultimate Black Panther. I just think Ultimate X-Men is only peripherally attached to the goings-on in the Ultimate Universe, but it's a Peach Momoko book. So if that's the book she chooses to do, okay. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and you're right about the Ultimate Spider-Man. It's familiar enough, but different enough. Like, we're dealing with a Spider-Man who still hasn't learned the great power, great responsibility lesson, and the relationship that's being built up between, that's already baked into the concept, which is him, and he's got kids. He's like, he doesn't become Spider-Man till his 30s. It's a whole different vibe, but they're now building up this friendship that he's got with Green Goblin. And it's not going to go the right way. And the book has been really, really good.
Well, the reason you're right, like you're waiting for this thing between him and Harry Osborn to go sideways. You're waiting for it. Like at some point, this is not going to work out. And to a certain extent, this is actually maybe one of the coolest versions of the Green Goblin you've seen. I mean, we've seen a ton of Green Goblins, and I think this one is real unique. It's real different. I would tell people, if you haven't read this yet, if you haven't checked it out, hit up your LCS and say, hey, man, I need this stuff. All right. Yes, CAB, I was just going to say that. I don't want to spoil too much, but there's a scene where J. Jonah Jameson and Uncle Ben are old friends, being typical old men having coffee in like a diner or a coffee shop. And in like 2 or 3 panels, they sell you on this being like a decades-long thing instead of something they created 2 issues ago, 3 issues ago, whatever it is. Just really, really, really well done.
Oh, so I want to make an announcement. All right, so turns out that the more comments left on the show during or after the show increases our algorithm, right? So came up with an idea. We're going to do something interesting. Actually, Travis gave me the idea when he was here. So leave a comment in the comments, okay, after the show on YouTube. And we will have a second giveaway. So we will do it. I'll make an announcement on Wednesday's show. I'm not sure how we're going to pick it, whether it's the best comment, most interesting comment, or take everyone's comment, throw it in the hat, and pick one. All right? So I'm not sure how we're going to do that, but we're going to do something. All right. So leave a comment in the comment section of the YouTube show.
Jay's
all right.
thinking.
And we will find a way to pick it. I don't know how, but we will. All right. Yes, but I will still only count one. Okay. But you can leave a lot of comments. But quantity will not guarantee a win. All right. So this way, we want to get the comments up and see if that helps a little bit. All right. Yeah, no, Marcus. No way I can do that in the course of my day, man. All right. So then we have the Ultimates number 1. And we have this for $10. All right. Then we got some Scotty Young variants here, at least 2. All right. So first one is Star Wars number 1, Scotty Young variant. And this one we have for $15.
You know what number 1 artist I have where people are like, whatever this artist does, cover, interior, whatever, I want it. It's Scotty.
Hey, Lord,
It's Scotty Young.
Yeah,
it's crazy. Like there are people that are like, I want everything Mike Allred, since we were just talking about him. I want everything Mike Diodato. We got people that follow writers and follow artists. And Scotty Young's the biggest one. People are like, if it's Scotty Young cover, get it for me. And then every week they come and they go, oh man, I gotta buy an issue of Power Pack. I'm like, well, you said it.
You know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of before Alex Ross became Alex Ross, and he was just doing what work he could get. And people would buy the book; they didn't care what it was because he would make the stuff look cool. And I'm thinking, decades later, people are like, "Why did I buy this?" When they're looking through their book.
All right, Big John, I will. Actually, you know what? Since Larsman just got in the room, we'll go ahead and do another recap here. Okay, so Larsman can see what we're at. Also, Larsman, we're running a new giveaway. The giveaway is going to be leave a comment in the comment section of the YouTube video. And by next Wednesday, we'll pick a winner. I'm not sure how yet, but everybody leaves a comment. We'll have a chance to do it. Maybe, Jay, you can send me the randomizer or whatever that is so I can use it, or maybe I can have you do it. I don't know how we do it exactly, but we will figure out a way, okay? All right, so for Larsman, just entering the room, here we go. So we revamped the DF grab bag. It is now 15 books for $10. All right. And of course, the DF mystery box, as always, 2 CGC 9.8s, 1 virgin, 1 signed, 1 exclusive, and 10 back issues. Suggested minimum guaranteed retail 200, and we've got 100. What's up, Alex?
Yes, the young man.
I have to mention, of course, that Dynamite's Transformers 40th anniversary card set is ongoing right now. That's right, 40th anniversary, 40 years of Transformers cards, celebrating Generation 1. So go to Kickstarter. I'm going to post the link in there in a minute. But go to Kickstarter if you haven't already. We're only $15,000 away for our next stretch goal. That too. Only $15,000 away. So you don't have to do it, but every little bit counts.
I'm sorry, man. This card set seems super awesome, Alex, man, right? Because I had Mariano on to talk about it, and as a lifelong Transformers fan, he sold me on it 100%. So it's dope stuff.
Robbie,
sorry, I didn't mean to step on you, man.
No, I've been helping put the set together, and it's been like I helped put the list together, and seeing it printed it was just really, really cool. I helped do some of the backs too. So
Marcus,
it's really exciting.
Marcus, you're guaranteed to get a 1-of-1 card and one of the things. Like I think it's like the premium set or something like that. There's like something special in each one or something.
So if you guys have further questions, we can answer anything you want. But the Kickstarter, there's 2 different sets. Check it out on the Kickstarter and enjoy your Transformers. Thanks, guys.
All right. So you know what? Somebody suggested that maybe Amy should pick the winner. We might do that. That's a good idea. All right. Okay, JD is saying just number the names and look up a random number generator online. That's not a bad idea too, JD. Thanks, bud. All right. So, Larsman, not sure if this one would appeal to you. It is Spider-Man Shadow of the Green Goblin with a 90s cartoon carousel. Now, just so you know, this is the carousels they inserted and polybagged in Marvel Comics in the 1990s. And Mariano has repurposed them in a sense, take them out and made a cover sketch carousel with them. So we have that. It's just a retail $129.99. We have for $65.
I just love the colors here. I really do.
It is neat, isn't it?
They did a very good job. I mean, they really leaned into the red and blue in the 90s for this thing.
All right. So then we have Hunt for Wolverine, #1, with Tiger cover sketch by Joe Del Beato and Mariano Nicieza. It's just a retail of $129.99, and we have for $65 tonight. And then this one is, I think it's cool. Space Ghost #1 with Space Ghost cover sketch by Dan Neidlinger. Getting less and less of his stuff. Wish we got more. So it's just a retail of $129.99, and we've got it for $65.
What could he possibly be doing? Get him on the phone live, and we'll talk to him now.
Yeah, I'm sure he'd pick right up. All right, Lord. Well, do you want to claim it, or just let me know, Lars, man? I don't want to assume, buddy. But
No,
that
you
is really
can
cool.
assume it's Spider-Man. It's his.
He got a self-signed by Stan Lee for Christmas.
Well,
That's
I'll
cool.
sign this Stan Lee if you like.
Nobody wants. Gotcha, Lars, man. No problem, buddy. Nobody wants your signature, pal, except on the bottom of the check.
I was gonna say, I know people who want my signature. Just
All right. So the Gotham War Battle Lines with Zatanna cover sketch by Tracy Medina.
very cool.
It's just a retail of $129.99, and we've got it for $65 tonight.
Colors here are really good too.
Then we have Batman #1 with Batman Bruce Wayne homage cover sketch by Will Torres. It's just a retail of $129.99, and we have this for $65. All right. So then on to the back issues, we had Null #1, which has Venom #3, 425, Web of Venom, and Carnage Born's #1s. And we have this one for $5, which I believe is probably less than the cover price. I think the cover price was $9.99 when it came out. I'm not sure.
Yeah, something like $7.99, $8.99, something like that. Yeah, for sure.
So we have it at under the original cover price. All right. So then we got Life with Archie #37, the Cliff Chang variant, and we have that for $5. Chef Side Services, my theater, serve the cosplay friends. That's a good one. So, all right. So then we got Daredevil #25, second print, and we have that for $5 as well. Then we have Batman Last Night on Earth set, issues 1 through 3, complete set, and we've got that for $20.
And I'm disappointed nobody's picked this book up yet because it's got the Rock and Robbie seal of approval. Guaranteed you're going to love it. If not, sorry. But it's really good.
If you don't pick it up and you haven't read it, we will be talking about you on the after show.
Yeah.
After show? All right. So
you didn't get the memo about the after shows? That's why you haven't been showing up, Rex?
That explains why you've missed it the last 2 years.
Darn.
Dude, if we did an after show, it would have to be from like a brewery.
So Lyle, are you making a comment or? All right, so CMB,
good job.
That's assuming that Lyle is not. Okay, just want to make sure. Lyle, are you claiming it or you're not? Because CMB wants it, so let me know. All right, so I'm gonna put.
It's great hair. I just got a fresh cut too. Look at that, y'all. Look at that.
Oh yeah.
Well, it's horror
right,
effects,
so
man.
yes,
So,
all
you know,
three for $20.
This is when those
CMB
votes,
you got, bud.
This is the only election you should be caring about. is the comic book awards thing.
That's right. We got till October 19th to vote, everybody. Okay. All right. So go vote. cbcawards.org. Let's go.
You got it, Lyle. All right. So then we got Moon Knight, Black, White, and Blood, #1. And we have this for $10.
When we were recipe testing at the bakery, we watched Infinity War and Endgame while we put them on TVs around the bakery, and we just cooked food. And it was sort of like, this is the best watch party ever. We made pizzas and stuff like that. I had to test the ovens. Everything had to get tested. I was happy to kind of, help out a little bit.
All right, then we have Deadpool, Earth's Mightiest Heroes. And
What's
we have
in those
that for
follicles?
$10. Lyle, if you want one, I will check to see if we have another set. I don't think so, but I will check for you, bud. All right. So then we got The Boys #1 Dynamite Edition, and we have that for $40. And then we have Doom #1 first print, and we have that for $40 as well.
So I'm a big Dr. Doom fan. This was a really cool book by Jonathan Hickman, Sanford Green. Great art. It's set in the future. Dr. Doom is the last man standing against Galactus. Super cool book, and it really blew up because it's got like a little bit of an MF Doom reference. If anybody remembers the late, great MF Doom, hip-hop artist extraordinaire. So definitely something that's not going to really dip down in value, I think.
All right. So,
I mean, a lot of this made sense too. A lot of this book, sometimes they're just clearly they come up with a concept, this will sell, and then they have to work their way around it. This book really worked in the way they did it. Like, Galactus comes calling. Well, clearly, more or less the Fantastic Four had their shot. So who's left? Well, they're arch-villain. And I think that's sort of, it's actually better. But I think it's in Elseworlds where Lex Luthor is forced into becoming like the defender of the Earth, because he succeeds and Superman dies or vanishes or whatever, and then things start coming. So you wind up in this particular Elseworlds where I think like it's Brainiac or something, and Lex Luthor, they're like, well, dude, you're not going to control the planet if Brainiac comes, and it's that same sort of thing. Like, well, of course it's me. And it makes total sense in the story.
all right. So then we got Godzilla Color Special #1, and we have that for $20 as well.
Talked about how that was from that golden age of Dark Horse.
Right.
Do you guys remember when Charles Barkley fought Godzilla? Wasn't that great? Do you guys remember that? Auburn Tiger alum Charles Barkley versus Godzilla. That was great stuff. That was a great campaign. They did a comic book. I don't have that comic book. I've always wanted that comic. And I think it's like harder to find now because people really want to hold on to it.
I think Charles Barkley bought all the copies.
Coloring book. Dwayne, I don't believe it was a coloring book. My opinion. Should we take a look?
What, the Charles Barkley thing?
No, the Godzilla.
Oh, yeah. Please take a look into the Charles Barkley thing. If y'all find one, let me know.
I was going to say it. Now I'm thinking somebody's got to have this thing.
Yeah, this is weird because it says Godzilla Color Special, 40 colors pages. Does that mean it's a Godzilla book in color, or does it mean, because there's been Godzilla books in color before? The Marvel book was in color. Is this a coloring book?
Let's take a look.
Thank you, Alex. That's cool. Keep an eye out, man. I know you see a lot of
Alex in here.
No, he's talking about the Charles Barkley book. He's going to look for one for me.
Is there no Godzilla up here?
Should be. It's not up there. It's in that sack.
We've derailed the show.
We did derail the show. Are you pitching something we don't have, sir?
Oh, it's up there, dude. It's up at the top. The second row all the way to the right.
Oh, here it is.
Damn, dudes. I wasn't even there and I saw it.
Good job, Robbie.
I don't know why. I mean, I stopped drinking at least 15 minutes for the show.
Too bad Best Eyes isn't a category in the CBC award.
It could be. Slow down, man. It could be. We'll get you a nice eyewear contract. Always got to be thinking, man.
I could use one of those.
It's not.
It is in fact a color Godzilla book and not
Why
a
I
coloring
need
book.
to mention that, I have no idea. But neat back cover. Yeah, that is an odd title, is it?
I guess were they doing black and white Godzilla books maybe right before that or something? I don't know.
Yeah, it was. Godzilla was black and white.
Because the Marvel comic was in color, but I guess there were like Dark Horse may have done some because they were doing like black and white comics, right? So yeah. Maybe.
This one is real cool. Star Wars number 41. This has the first cameo of Yoda. So way back in the day. And I've got this one for $20, people.
$6,000. People love Yoda.
I know this one is a sleeper that we just happen to be in that collection, and I happen to see it, so I pulled it out for tonight. You got it, Lars, man. And I'm assuming you mean number 41, not Scotty Young, but
yeah, that's a good pickup too. I love that cover. There's a lot of nice little detail into that Millennium Falcon that I've always liked.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I got
you.
It
reminds me of the way the Millennium Falcon was drawn in the comic strip.
Didn't see him.
Which is weird because you'd think in the comic strip you would not get that much detail.
All right. So then we've got Fearless, another Scott Young book. Yeah, I got you, Lars, man. I figured. All right. Fearless Defenders, number 1, Scotty Young variant. And we got this one for $10.
Scotty Young doing his Frank Frazetta, basically, right?
Yeah.
All right. And we've got 7 Years in Darkness, number 1.
Oh, interesting.
Got this for $10 as well. All right. And then we got sign books. This one already, CMB already claimed that one. All right, here we go. Absolute Power, Ground Zero, number 1, signed by Mark Waid. It's just a retail of $50, and we have it for $25 tonight.
I'll be curious to see how this Absolute Power thing works out. And
it wraps up this week, John. And I think it wraps up in a solid fashion. And the DC All-In special also drops this week. And it sets up how the end of Absolute Power leads into everything else that's about to be happening, including Rom V on New Gods, including the Absolute books that are about to be dropping.
That's exactly what I was getting at. I'm wondering how this,
it's all tied in, man. Like, read the DC All-In special this week, and there is a reason why the Absolute DC universe exists, and we've actually seen it before. Just gonna say.
So, question to everyone in the group. So we've recently come across a collection of Loot Crate small action figures, figurines. Is there any interest in the group of that? Because if so, I will bring them on the next show.
Yes.
You have interest, Robbie?
You know where I get mine?
I think you're going to get overwhelming. Drop a 1 in the chat if it's yes, a 2 if it's no, or a Y if it's yes, or an N if it's no. Or do both.
Or just say yes or no.
Someone posted an ampersand. I don't know what that means.
Or you
I think
just
people would be
yes
really into
no.
that.
It's that simple. All right. Okay, Mr. Nope is interested. Big John Castle is interested. Lars Man may be a bulk buy. Okay. And Amy's coming in here trying to be super quiet. Why are you trying to be super quiet?
She also has a super cool t-shirt.
I'm trying to be nice and not interrupt the show, but wow, Rex. Like
what?
Okay.
I thought my t-shirt was cool. Hers is much cooler.
Thank you.
People want to see you, I'm sure.
Hi, everyone. Please fill out your forms.
You're not
the
on
like.
camera.
They can hear me.
You can hear her. Yeah.
Jeez.
Hi, Robbie.
Ornery tonight. Huh?
Hi, Amy.
What did I say?
I have a pretty
What did I say?
respectable t-shirt collection.
She's giving me this look.
Amy generally has better t-shirts.
Yeah, she's giving me this
Really
look, people. I feel it's
John,
burning
thank you very much.
sensation in
You're
my temple.
one of the best human beings ever, and
Wow.
Rex is being rude to me for some reason. Honestly,
No, I
I'm
said
trying to be
hey.
polite and
Oh,
not
man.
interrupt your show too much. But
Well, I thought
I'm here.
Everybody, he doesn't
That's
fill
what
out the form. for
Everybody
his
wants
paycheck.
to see you, so just say hello. That's all.
Hello, everyone. I hope you're having a great evening. And again, please fill out the form because I'll know.
Thank you, Amy.
All right, then. All right. So then we have True Believers, Absolute Carnage, Savage Rebirth, number 1, silver signature by Tom DeFalco.
Jay, he totally blew her cover. She came in just quietly and had to grab something, and Rex is like, get the camera.
All right.
So this, by the way, just got to sell this book real quick. This is What If Carnage Gets the Power of the Silver Surfer, right? This is a reprint of that issue. And that is some really crazy stuff. Way before we had Absolute Carnage or Null or The King in Black or anything like that. Carnage literally does get the power of the Silver Surfer here, and it's scary. Great stuff. Great 90s Carnage book.
All right. So
my guess is it's more tempestuous than when Dr. Doom has the power.
I'm not doing that again, Dwayne. All right.
At least you know Dr. Doom wants some semblance.
It can be if you want to be.
This is what's great about Dr. Doom and Carnage, right? They're both villains, but Doom represents the extreme form of order and Carnage represents the extreme form of chaos, right? So it's like both of them are very scary if they get power cosmic. Doom gets it more often, though. I'll tell you that. He gets it like every other issue almost.
I was going to say, it seems like he...
All right, so suggested retail of $90.
And yeah, counting the fabric signature is always great to have.
We got it for $40 tonight. All right, so then we've got Action Comics number 1050, Jim Lee variant, signed by Joshua Williamson. It's just a retail of $50, and we've got it for $25.
Dope cover. I like the panoramic nature of it.
Is this a wraparound cover?
No, I think it's just a cover that you just...
It's just, okay, yeah. For a split second, I looked up.
He hit the landscape setting on the printer when they printed this one. They didn't realize it.
That's great.
All right, so Batman number 99, cover A, gold signatures by James Tinian IV. It's just at retail 90, and we have for 35 tonight.
They were having a very cool little theme chat in the comics chat I'm in, and they were talking about like worst fathers in comic book history, and father/father figures. And people know I'm not the biggest Batman fan in the world,
right?
But they savaged Batman, and I'm like, hold on a second, man. They just brutalized this guy as like a terrible parent, and I'm like, ah.
And really, the correct answer is the dude from Kick-Ass, right? I don't remember the character's name, but Hit Girl's dad, like in the comic especially, like, bro, come on.
I was gonna say they were missing a lot of them. There's a few easy ones that are layups, right? I mean, I guess you can do Batman. And somebody said something about Superman as a father, and all I can say is, of course he's good at it. Of course he's good at it. He's good at everything. They don't make it so that he's not good at something. If he has a daughter, if he has a son, if it's biological, if it's out of the Phantom Zone, he's always the world's most perfect dad. Because that's who that character is. Gail Simone said it one day on Twitter. She's like, the quiet from an editor when you try as a writer to have some kind of personality flaw in Superman. The dead silence. The editor's like, that's a no. And I'm like, if a creator at her level says it, it must be at least somewhat true. Batman, however, no. I will say this. I love Johnny Quest. I am not the biggest Batman fan. I would take Bruce Wayne / Batman as a parent over Benton Quest. I'm sorry. I love Johnny Quest, but
he drags those two kids along into some wild stuff, man.
They go into an atomic-powered jet that doesn't appear to have any sort of, regulator or whatever. Kids like 12, 13 years old take this jetpack, take this ray gun, take this kid we stole, a foreign national from another country, and go see what's going on while Race and I hang out here and I work on the
Osborn.
Norman Osborn's a good pick. So's Magneto, Deathstroke. Those are some of the worst fathers in comics, right?
Yeah, I mean, I'm just saying, I understand where they're coming from, but in this particular day, Batman should not be in that conversation. He does his level best, and let's be honest, he's got a biological child raised by like the League of Assassins. That's awfully hard, man.
And look at what Bruce's influence did to Damian. Actually turned him to the good side. So yeah. Bruce is a good dad. He's just busy.
I was going to say there are fathers out there that like you can make the argument maybe Darth Vader ought to be on that list. And I love Darth Vader, but Man,
Yeah, I mean, how many kids would love to be taken to work by their father? You know what I'm saying? That's what Bruce does.
All right, Thanos.
JD, you're right. That's the truth. There is literally nothing I can say about Johnny Quest that they haven't roasted in the Venture Brothers. They just let you know that, you know, being brought up that way is not good.
All right, so then we've got Star Wars #1, limited edition movie photo variant, signed by John Cassaday. It's just a retail of $77. We've got it for $30.
Oh man, John Cassaday. So sad. So sad.
That was very sad.
I was going to say definitely RIP, but if you don't have a Cassidy signature, I'm fortunate to have some. You know, probably want to get one.
Yeah, and you get it on Star Wars #1, Marvel, the last Marvel comic to sell like 1 million, I think, because of all the loot crate, right?
Go Team Venture, absolutely.
And one of my favorite moments in all of the Star Wars movies, when he just goes out and like looks at the sun setting and the music swells up, like such a powerful, impactful moment.
All right, so now we go to the ratios. We have Feral #6, 110 ratio by Tony Fleeks. And we've got this for $5, people.
Nice. This was my pick of the week last week. I've loved Feral, and this has been the best issue yet. It was so freaking sad to read Feral #6. It like wrecked me, y'all. It really did.
Wow. All right.
Well, Bleach has sort of dialed into the fact that I don't know, having, you know, I'm old. I don't remember people being as pet crazy as they are right now. You know, there are people who plan their entire lives around being home with their cat and dog. Right. When I was like 18, 20 years old, you hung out with the dog, you took them to the park or your cat, whatever, bowl of food, bowl of water, and then you went about your day. Especially since the lockdown, people just became obsessed with their pets. And I mean that in a good way. And as someone who's obsessed with his dog, Tony Fleeks found a way to kind of take that new landscape and turn it into crazy unique and crazy high level storytelling that looks cute and is quite honestly horrifying in some cases. I can't think off the top of my head of someone else who's done that.
All right.
You know what I mean? Like really almost like in a zeitgeisty way. Like you look at a cover and you're like, it's cute animals. No, the animals are cute, but trust me, no. You know, don't let a little kid read this or something, man.
All right.
By the way, Lars Man just said Peacemaker's dad's got to be in the conversation about worst dads, right? That just made me think, how about the comedian from The Watchmen? That's one of the worst dads out there.
Oh,
right?
There you go. I almost wish that it kind of makes me wonder, you know, like I get it. It's easy, you know, Batman's at the top of the food chain, so it's easy to poke fun of him. I do it too. But at least poke fun at him for things that are somewhat realistic. Not, you know, you're a bad dad.
All right. So a friend just texted me, and this is breaking news. It's kind of sad. MLB legend Pete Rose dead at 83.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
They got to put him in the Hall of Fame now, man.
What's that?
They got to put him in the Hall of Fame now.
There's a conversation that they were waiting to put him in the Hall of Fame, like almost spitefully wait until he passed away.
You know, that would not surprise me, honestly.
They covering themselves with baseball purists or whatever, and they sort of, you know.
Man, we just lost Chris Christopherson too, and the dude from Beverly Hills Cop.
Yeah,
right.
And Dikembe Mutombo died today.
That's right. I was about to say, yeah.
So yeah. It's hard to say what they're going to do, you know, with Pete Rose in the Hall. It was what's his face? The MLB.
Bud Selig. Bud Selig.
Yeah, no, it wasn't Bud Selig. That
originally.
No, okay. It was not.
Not Bowie.
No. Geez, it starts sweets. Hold on. Now I gotta look. It's on the tip of my tongue. Bud Selig. Crap.
Yeah, Bud Selig is who took over from that guy.
Giamatti.
Giamatti.
Yeah.
Yes, it was Giamatti. He was insistent, and they just pretty much observe the wishes of Giamatti, and that's what ended up happening. And Rose didn't make it easy either.
Also,
he was
83.
kind of nass.
Also, 83. Like suddenly, I feel even older than I normally do. How is Pete Rose suddenly 83?
Well, Dikembe Mutombo was 58.
Well, I think that's at least it's equally sad but more understandable.
Well, yeah,
when you hear words like brain cancer, you're like,
true.
okay,
That's true.
I mean,
that's
sad,
true.
but it's sort of, you know what I mean?
That's true. That's true. All right. So next up, we got Harley Quinn, Volume 4, number 43, 125 ratio by Abigail Larson, and
He's in the WWE Hall of Fame. Pete Rose.
And we had that for $15. So both these books are under ratio price. Yeah, Pete Rose is kind of tragic. What happened with him in his career? He obviously had a gambling problem, and that was kind of his downfall. But he was a phenomenal player, though. There's no way you can get around that. All right, so next up we got Predator versus Black Panther number 2, 125 ratio by Raza. And we have this one for $15. And this is a pretty cool crossover.
This was a book, and I think I mentioned this before previously. This was a book I was not sold on. And Robbie, it was a Monday night, and Robbie mentioned that, this is something worth checking out. You're going to like this. Absolutely. That's like the beauty of this community and comics community in general. Robbie and I, he's been joining us for how long to do the show on Mondays? And, he was 100% right. I was sort of, my thinking was being affected by things I'd seen in the past where I was sort of like, man, this is terrible.
Yeah.
But
to answer your question, it's been 40 days and 40 nights.
But yeah, absolutely. I would tell people to check out Predator Black Panther, Predator Wolverine. Just really good. They're just really, really good. I think Alien Adventure is going to be a lot better. Like as a whole, when it's finished, is going to be a lot better than people are thinking it's going to be. I've seen some kind of negative comments, and I'm like, I did this earlier in the year. I said, and I had a friend in comics tell me, no. So I'm going to pass this on to you. Get it, read it, and wait till it's done, and then decide if it was, thumbs up, thumbs down, middle fingers up, whatever.
All right. So then we have Wolverine Volume 8, number 1, 125 ratio by John Romita Jr. And we had that for $10, also under ratio price.
Basically, JR doing his Frank Miller impression, right? Like replicating the cover of Wolverine number 1.
It seems like if you're the artist on Wolverine at some point, you're going to do this on a cover, maybe on a panel or something. But it seems like you kind of have to. And to me, the analogy is like if you get the gig for Superman, at some point you are going to have to do the scene where people are down here and everyone's looking up at him and the sun is behind him, because that's what is required to do in that book, whether they do it for a cartoon or a promo material or in the comic or the comic cover. You're going to get the sun is in your eyes and there's Superman.
Yeah, and it's like it's easy to dismiss that cover, nowadays and be like, oh, like I don't see what's so special about it, and like you didn't really see a lot of just that tight, up close, mask off, come and get it. We're not at She-Hulk, we're not at Lobo, we're not at those things yet. Like that was kind of a groundbreaking cover for Marvel in particular.
Plus, it's like it's JR. So whatever pretty much what he chooses to do,
right.
I'm in. I've watched the speed with which the guy works. He's super nice, to people, fans, whatever. That guy tends to almost be for me like the complete package of a creator.
Right. All right. So then we have Wolverine Revenge number 2, 125 ratio by Alessandro Cappuccino. I always want to say cappuccino, but All right, and we have that for 20. So got selling that under ratio price
This
as
is
well.
super stylized.
Yeah, he's the artist of the Moon Knight book. Very dynamic and sharp and energetic style. Yeah. He's doing a whole series of variants coming up. Like this is like just like the kind of the start. There's more coming.
It almost has like a little bit of almost like a Mark Tex vibe. I mean, I'm kind of looking at it, and it
not as gritty, right? But like, yeah, for sure. Yeah,
it's reminding me of that era. I mean that in a good way, not
almost like the rubbery nature of the limbs and the head to make it so dynamic, right? To kind of curve it a little bit.
I mean, I know people have a problem with this art style sometimes, and I'm like, look, I get it. There's anatomy, there's art or whatever, but art and anatomy is more like science. Art is art. So yeah, sometimes you're going to take liberties. I don't care if you're doing a comic book, a painting, sculpture, whatever. It's okay to just enjoy things.
Yeah, like Picasso.
All right. So, yeah, Lars, man, go ahead, dude. We'll take a break in a few minutes here. In 2 minutes. So I got, I think, 2 or 3 yeses. So I will bring, I guess, on Wednesday's show.
Call those bio breaks in gaming.
Those action figures, figurines from the loot crates. And we'll try those and see if anybody wants them. And tell me what else you guys want to see. More than happy to do it. Let me see.
I want to see copies of every statue that has ever done for the last 20 years.
Oh, man.
Filling this table with statues.
Earlier we were talking about the Transformers card set, right? Can I show off my favorite card I own? My favorite trading card?
Nice.
Yeah, I got the Nicky the Roach card. Look at that. Yeah. That's like a prize in my collection. No lie.
See, I need the Nicky, like the second set where he's at like a restaurant having a nice steak dinner. That's the set I need. I need the set where Nicky.
You need to get the special card that's got a piece of the grizzle like stamped into it.
Yeah.
And I need one out of every 100 has to be Nick at Peter Luger's, where he's talking about the steak and like the big bacon or whatever. I'll see if we can make that happen.
We'll work on that.
We could probably make a digital card set with just pictures from his Instagram of Nick's dinner.
That's not a bad idea. I bet we could sell like at least 100 sets of that.
Who wants a Nick at dinner e-card set?
Eddie Von B. Oh my god.
Shane, he's the best in the world.
All right, so Lars man can go find his bourbon and go to the bathroom. We're going to take our last and final break. Stay with us. We'll be back in a couple minutes.
Whoa. Whoa. Did you miss it? Yeah, they can go by pretty fast. Let's slow down the footage.
Welcome. It's time to skim some comics. Miles Morales Spider-Man, I will just tell you that Miles is very important in his role as a vampire. So
it's fine. If you like Hercules, read it. If you don't like it, don't worry about it. It's fine.
The art is still stunning. There's a panel, little spoiler, there's a panel in this where Chitauri first hits Lion-O, and he is the best "did she really just hit me" face I've ever seen put in a comic book.
Wow, live reviews of new comic books so you can be ready for New Comic Book Day. What is this? Oh, I see. It's Minute to Skim It. Part of the experience.
What do you call the place on Spider-Man's wrists where the webs come out? His website. I hate myself for writing that joke, but you'd make me feel so much better if you just visited our website. We have links to our merch, new release lists, all the show info, and so much more. TheEXPLive.com.
According to a statistic that I just made up, people spend 4 hours a day changing the television channel. People who watch The Experience don't do that. Save yourself a ton of time by tuning into the experience and enjoying our new original programming 7 days a week. And then tell your friends. Think about the money they could save on batteries in the remote alone just by tuning into the experience. Find out more by scanning the QR code below.
In a world where you hit like and subscribe on our YouTube channel,
That'd be really great. Thanks.
Hey, all right, we're back. All right, so let's get through the rest of ratio and incentives, and then we'll do the new Dynamite books of the week.
Forget that. We'll get to that in a minute. I just spoke to the publisher, and while it wasn't greenlit, he didn't say no about a Nick at Dinner card set. His comment passing me in the hall, Nick is actually busy doing stuff. His comment in the hall was, "I love it." I told him that Robbie and I had come up with an idea for a new follow-up to the Nicky the Roach card.
All right, so next up we have Wolverine Revenge number 2, 125 ratio, Red Band Polybag by Juan Ferreira. It is the EC homage, and we have that for $25.
As a Marvel Unlimited subscriber, they should add a tier that they could just bill me for this and send it. I don't, if they're doing EC homage covers, just send them. I'll happily pay for them. These are just, if you're an EC fan, these are just almost like long overdue. You're so happy to see them. I wouldn't care if they were like $20 a cover. Yeah, sure.
Well, it's nice to see EC get so much love and respect right nowadays after all the basically being ruined by the government, right? So
yeah. I kind of like the fact that they're remembered. And again, we talked about this. Dark Horse, there were times where they would try to kind of tap into that, weird, creepy, eerie sort of. People ask me all the time, like, what would I like to see Dynamite do? And I say this legitimately, full, no laughs. Nick has essentially published everything I've wanted to say. Next month is Green Hornet, Miss Fury, which, Nick and I have talked to Nick for years about both these characters. I'm really glad to see them. What I would love to see is a black and white magazine format horror book. I don't know if there's a market for it, and there's probably not. And Nick is probably just a nice guy and doesn't want to tell me, dude, no one's buying that. Get out of here. But
there's a market for that, man. I think there really is. There's a company that does. I think they're called Warrant or something. Somehow, I guess they got the license to like some of the art from like Warren publications and stuff or something. Yeah. I think they like republish it, but like something like that, but like original. It's out there. And the thing is, EC at the time had some of the highest page rates. They had some of the most amazing artists, and this Wortham dude, because of his book and his his crusade, right? He set comics back decades, right? Comics got set back decades because of what happened during that time in the 50s, man. 100%.
Yeah.
Where would we be today, man, if EC was around the entire time? You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just saying, it's crazy.
I'll say this. I think it took horror a long time in the Hollywood spectrum to kind of reach the respect level it has now.
Right.
I mean, I remember going to the 80s and these were like throwaway movies. Movie theaters were almost embarrassed to have Friday the 13th Part 6 or 4 or whatever. Meanwhile, a whole generation of people in their 20s is like, this is the best thing ever. We absolutely love it. I think if you had books like EC just going, no sort of shenanigans, I think horror would have reached the level it is now probably 15, 20 years earlier, where nobody bats an eye at $100 million horror movie. I mean, I remember The Conjuring, the first Conjuring, when they were like, how are you making a horror movie for like $105 million, I think was the reported price of that movie. And I'm like, I'll tell you they did it correctly, because The Conjuring is a great movie.
All right, so next up we got the set of both Wolverine Revenge books, both 125s, and you get them both for $40 combined.
Triple B, absolutely. Horror movies make money. I understand that the kind of the Academy, Dorothy Chandler types at the time might not have wanted to say it, but yeah, horror movies and their franchises make money. Long before you had other things multiversing or whatever, you had every year or two, we got a Friday the 13th movie, we got a Nightmare on Elm Street movie, and a lot of the industry did really well distributing those films.
All right, so then we have Star Wars, The Acolyte, Kalnaka, number 1:125 ratio by Bjorn Berend, and we have that for $10. Then we've got Venomore, number 2, 150 ratio by Iban Coelho, and we've got that for $15.
Yeah, a couple people are mentioning it in the chat, and I think for a lot of people, especially of a certain generation, that's how they meet horror. My mom is out with her friends playing bingo. I'm supposed to be asleep. The reality is we're cooking Jiffy Pop popcorn, and we're getting ready to watch whatever sort of channel was on, whether it was Creature Features or Chiller or one of the things from like the early 1970s where they're monster movies. They were just monster movies. And, I'm like 7, 8 years old and I'm seeing this stuff for the first time, and that was it. The deal was sealed there.
All right, so we also have What If Donald Duck Became Thor, number 1, 150 ratio by Phil Noto, and we have that one for $20, and we have one of each. And then we have What If Donald Duck Became Thor, number 1, 1:100 ratio by Lorenzo Pastravicchio, and we have that for $40. You can buy them both combined for $50.
Hey, that's like a coloring book variant, right?
There you go. Okay, you got it, Lars Man. All right, then we have Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, number 1, 1:25 ratio by Danny Earls, and we have that for $10.
That's a fantastic cover.
And then we have Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, number 1, 150 ratio by Derek Robertson, and we have that for $20. All right, and then we have Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, number 1, 175 ratio by Lee Bermejo, and we have that for $25. And then we've got the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, number 1, 1:100 ratio by Peach Momoko. And then we have Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, number 1, 1:250 ratio for $75. All right, that does it for ratios. So on to the Dynamite books. All right, so this is from last week, Thundercats number 8. Depending on the cover, it's $4.99 cover price or higher. So whichever one you want, let us know. Remember to hit submission forms, but anything you want to know. There is a corresponding letter to each cover. Let us know which one you want, and we will let you know the price. But the vast majority of them are $4.99. Don't worry about Lars, man. Shh, we won't talk. Don't worry, we won't tell her. All right.
I just walked by and saw Amy hammering her keyboard furiously. I hope the two things are connected.
All right. So then we have Red Sonja, Volume 7, number 14. Same deal here. Lars, man, you can just email me, buddy. Don't worry about it.
What am I buying? Oh, this is a good chick. Just bill him everything. He won't remember.
All
How
right.
did I spend $1,800?
So, hold
well,
on,
you
Lars, man.
see.
So combined, so individually they were 20 and 40. Combined, you get $10 off. So it is 50 for both. All right. But I have the hard copy here, so you're good, buddy. Same deal here from last week, $4.99 or higher. Let us know which one you want, and we will let you know the price. But the vast majority of them are $4.99. All right. What was done? Yes, correct, Lars, man. Yeah. 41, I think, was 20, and number 1, I believe, was 30. I'm pretty sure, Lars, man, but you'll see it on the invoice, bud. So no worries.
There might be a slight adjustment fee if you didn't fill out the form correctly.
Yeah, so you're all right, CMB. So Lars, man, you're fine, buddy, because that's why I keep the hard copy. At a certain time, like Alex and others, why do we need the hard copy? That's exactly why things go wrong. ZB. Can you throw that pick back up, Jay?
That should be the one that's on screen now.
All right. So, yeah, so small a print.
FOC incentive cover Virgin Art by Ivan Tao.
It's 1 in 15 FOC. So it's the one on the bottom second to the left. All right, so it would be 15. All right, no, wait. Collecting Dude, what is it? All right, it's a virgin foil at $29.99. All right, so let us know, buddy. All right, so Preston is claiming the. All right, the towel foil. Gotcha, Preston.
Hold on, because he claimed it when we had the 15 up.
Oh, too much Fast and Furious claiming.
You know what? Okay, I got you, Preston, but I'll work out something else for you, bud. All right. I'll throw something in for you, bud. All right. So, Collecting Dude, we need to get the price right before you post that stuff, buddy. All right. So, let's see. ZB. Preston. So, I will throw something in for you, Preston, because that's our bad, buddy. All right. So, I got you, bud. Is there something you want, Preston? Let me know. All right. All right, here we go. So then we have Army of Darkness Forever number 12. And we have that for $4.99. All right, $4.99 or higher, depending. Okay. So then we have Hercules number 5. Also $4.99 or higher, depending on the cover. Then we have Lilo and Stitch number 5, $3.99 cover price or higher, depending on the cover. And then last week, Negaduck Volume 1 trade paperback came out, and we have the trade for $17.99. Then the hardcover also came out, and we've got that for $22.99. So looking forward to Christmas, as it's getting around that season. Great gift for the kids, or any kids in your life that you might want to buy for.
Giving kids my comics? What are you thinking?
So I was just buying, I don't know, Red Sonja or Vampirella, but this one might be.
Robbie will find some Star Comics for them in his quarter bin and just send those, man.
Hey, Easy, what's going on, man? All right. So then this week's Dynamite Books. Barbarella, Volume 3, Number 1, Cover A by Joseph Michael Linzer, and that one is cover price of $4.99.
I don't know if I ever told people this when you said don't send certain books. My godson hops in my car. His father asks me to pick him up at school. I'm figured out. I'm like filled out, allowed to pick him up. I show my ID. I forgot I had Dynamite books in the back, like a lot of them. He gets in the back, sits down. We're driving. He's disturbingly quiet. No godson of mine is quiet at all, but he's quiet and he's staring at this book. And I'm like, "What are you doing?" He goes, "I'm reading your comics." I'm like, "Oh, cool." Oh, not cool, because I realized I've got like Vampirella.
Don't make him ride in a truck anymore.
Right? So he looks and he said, "Who's this?" We get to a light and I look in the rearview mirror. And he's looking at Vampirella, a cosplay cover of Rachel Holland. And he's like, "Is this Vampirella?" I said, "That's a character." I said,
and that was the last time John went to pick him up at school.
His mother, that was 3 years ago. His mother has still not forgiven me. His comment then was, "This is a real lady?" I said, "Yes." And he said, "I didn't know the girls came this pretty." I almost took my foot off the gas and rolled through the stop sign. I laughed so hard. I told Rachel that. She's like, "Oh my God, that's adorable. How old is he?" I was like, then 10. After that, 17.
All right. So moving on, we got Barbarella, Volume 3, Number 1, Cover B by Annie Wu for cover price. Cover C, Richard Pace, also cover price. And ironically, speaking of Rachel Holland, we have cover D, Cosplay by Rachel Holland. And this one at cover price as well. Then we've got cover E, Joseph Michael Linzer, foil cover for $9.99. Then we've got cover F by Joseph Michael Linzer, the foil virgin for $29.99. Then cover I, the limited edition Joseph Michael Linzer virgin for $50. Then we've got Barbarella, Number 1, cover J, 1:7 ratio by Anna Morozova. And we have that for $7. Lars Man, if you guys want metal, I will have a boatload of metal covers on Wednesday. Okay, if that's what you guys are asking for. All right, so then we had the blank Barbarella cover G and cover S. It is the blank and the red blank as well for cover price. All right, then we've got Red Sonja, Death and Devil, Number 2, cover A by Joseph Michael Linzer at cover price.
This book is very cool.
All right, then we have cover B by Selena. Also $4.99. Then we have cover C by Moritat at cover price.
Those collars.
Okay, CJ will take both blanks. Gotcha, CJ. You got it, bro. All right. So then we've got cover C by Moritat. Then cover D by cosplay cover by Rachel Holland. Then we've got cover E by Joseph Michael Linzer.
You saw CJ playing both blanks, right?
Yeah. Gotcha there, CJ. All right, so then we've got Red Sonja, cover E by Joseph Michael Linzer is the limited version for $50. Then next up, we got Vampirella. Vampirella Dark Reflections, Number 5, cover A by Lucio Carrillo. Cover price, by the way. And then we've got cover B by Joseph Michael Linzer. Then we have cover C by Elias Chatzoutis.
That felt like nice throwback energy. I like that.
And then cover D by Jay Anacleto. Then cover E, cosplay, Joni Brosas. And then cover G by Lucho Perillo, the limited version. And then cover N by Lucho Perillo, it's the UV cover. And then cover O, Jay Anacleto, black and white cover. We have that at cover price of $4.99. All right, and anybody watching this on Rewind, we will honor any price you hear tonight. You can make a claim if you like. You must just hit the submission form. Let us know what you want. If it is still available, a lot of what we have is one of a kind. So it may or may not be available, but we will certainly do our best. If we have more than one, you will certainly get that one as well. All right. Rex, remember the waitress? Yeah. So Travis made friends with the waitress at dinner. Preston.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's a nice pickup.
Nice. Gotcha, Preston. And it was, I will say this, the waitress was definitely, no, I did not. If you could throw those up for me, that'd be great, Jay. I did not see his claims. I was busy reading, and John was not a big help. All right, Barbarella, B, A. All right, hold on. Let me make sure I get these down for Mr. Note.
Just send one of everything. It's easier.
Let's see, AI. Nope. Okay, so you want to cover I, 2 of G.
Does Bueller have an RV sponsor?
Hold on. Wait a minute. There is no cover G, Mr. Note, on the Barbarella. A, B, C, D, E, F, and then jumps to I, and then J. Wait, no, I'm sorry. It's my bad. They were the blanks. All right, so no points, 2. So, and then 2 of S. Okay, also the blank. Gotcha. Okay, I got you, Mr. Note. Thank you, Jay, for paying attention, unlike John, my partner in crime here. Thank you. Gotcha. I got you, Mr. Note.
I was focusing on the important things. I'm trying to find out if Bueller has an RV sponsor.
I do not think so. Bueller, can you answer that question, buddy? I don't think you have an RV sponsor.
Because if you're just going around the country, preaching the gospel of comic books, there should be a
thing about it is he actually converted a school bus, one of the short school buses, so it's not actually an RV.
That's neat. Then he should probably have a customizing sponsor.
Well, he made later, so he's got some plans in the works. So I'll let him make that announcement. I don't want to be the one to do that. It's not for me to do. All right. Mike Asbell. All right. So, Jay, I guess it's time to spin that wheel, don't you think? All right. So here we go. Yeah. So Travis, the waitress, was really into Travis, dude. She kept talking to him and talking to him. It was pretty.
Bueller
fun.
got that Riz, man. Bueller's got the Riz.
He does.
I've seen it. I've seen it in action.
I'm sure it's not the first one.
He's a pretty good wingman.
TJ, congrats, bro.
Congrats, TJ.
Yeah, she just kept coming back, and and then she hung there for a while. We knew the woman's life story, dude.
She's told looking to get something signed.
No, she was a waitress, dude. She was just into Travis. She didn't care about comics. You could tell. So, but she told us about her whole life, And I'm just sitting there looking at my watch, going, "Can we go now? Can we go now?" Okay.
Was this at Miller's?
Yeah.
We're going to go there for lunch, and I'm going to tell her, "Hey, look, that guy you were into, I could probably put you in touch with him and throw a few more onion rings on here because you're a little light." And then I'll shoot her the link to his show.
Dude, if I go there, you know, she may like come and get me to ask me about Travis. I'm, well, you watch, dude. It was crazy. But I did. It was not a Marcus. It's called Miller's Ale House, which is a national chain.
Yeah,
I've been to one in Florida.
Yeah. They're, I don't know.
I did Denver. No,
yeah, I don't know how far across, but there's several of them, and they, you know.
Yes, her name was Chantel.
Of course, he remembers.
It was something else, dude. She was just all, you know.
Bueller's got that riz. He's able to just be like, see you on down the road. And there's just something about it, man.
I thought he was going to invite her to come see the bus.
He follows her in the parking lot, and she asks, where do you live? And he says, right here. Takes off into the night.
No, he told her that. She knew. He told her that.
Eddie, have a good night. I'll be sending you Mariah memes shortly.
All right.
Eddie and I do. Every time he posts something for Halloween, I post Mariah Carey.
So remember, Horror Fest tonight, starting at 9 Eastern on PCP.
Last House on the Left, which is a very cool movie.
And the original, not the crappy 2009 remake. We're not talking about that one. Yeah.
So what do we have coming up after that, Jay?
So actually, just want to push it out there real quick. Coming up right after this show, I popped the link in there. Triple B is going to be doing a live unboxing video of another awesome Dynamite box. Then at 11 Eastern, 10 Central, we are going to have Best Coast Comics, and they're going to be talking about staying positive in comics, and probably a whole lot more.
So be sure to check Triple B's unboxing, and then switch over to PCP so you can for Horror Fest, and then come back to the XP at 10. All right.
Whoever asked, Chantel is the waitress. Chanterelles are the mushrooms.
There you go. That's something he is actually an expert in. So Robbie, thank you as always. John, thank you as always.
Thank Jay.
Jay, thank you for doing all the things necessary to make this happen.
More complicated,
Thank
man.
the chat.
Yeah.
Chat, y'all are great.
Thanks everybody for joining us. Jay's next job should be NASA, man, because this is.
So thank you guys. Peace, and we will see you here on Wednesday.
Join the party. Head over to our link tree to find all the links for everywhere the experience is all the time.